What's up, everybody, and welcome to the second episode of the Co-op Stop. I'm one of your hosts, Sam Woods, aka Captain Woodsy. This week, I'm joined by my co-host, Nick Blaine, aka Shotgun McPain. How are we doing, Nick?
It's going well. How are you, Sam? First time hosting.
First time host with the most, baby.
Hells yeah.
We are getting it. Joining us this week, though, is a very special guest. He is genuinely one of the nicest dudes in the world. From Borderline Entertainment, Asa Greenriver. How are we, Asa?
Dude, I'm here. We're doing it. We're doing good.
We're doing it live.
I told you guys earlier. It's been a off-kilter day, but this is probably the highlight of the day. I'm so excited. Thank you guys for having me.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for coming on. So, what is the Co-op Stop, you ask? The Co-op Stop is a bi-weekly podcast where a couple of dudes get together to talk about video games, sometimes with a guest. What do we talk about? We talk about what we're playing, we talk about the news, and we talk about anything else that is hot in the world of video games. Before we get started, I've got a couple of things I want to talk about. First of all, I need to apologise for my audio quality in the last episode. Turns out that I brought a new webcam, especially for the show, and the microphone defaulted to that webcam rather than my actual mic, so the sound quality is sketchy at best. Secondly, I think we just need to take a second to congratulate Nick on becoming DualShock's latest member of the video team.
Thank you.
Well done, Nick.
Thank you. You can move all your questions to the DualShockers press pool, video editor press pool.
so now we're just like, I think we need to get it out there that this isn't an official DualShockers podcast.
Yes.
We just happen to be a couple of guys who now work for DualShockers.
Yep.
We do a podcast together. This was all in the pipeline before either of us got hired by DualShockers. So
it's amazing the turnaround of it. Like, it's like, oh, like, Sam, you got DualShockers job, awesome. Like, and then literally, I think it's been how long have you been with DualShockers, Sam? I'm trying to think, because it was last week.
3.5 weeks.
Okay, so you've almost been for a month, and then I get a job at DualShockers, kind of a different way through that. But yeah, it's a interesting start. I love it. I love getting started on working on some stuff. So it's a jam.
Crazy times. So we're going to go straight in to talk about what we are playing at the moment. So what are you playing?
Man, I'm playing multiple different games at one time because that's just the way that life goes. And it's not going to change anytime soon, especially because Friday are like 2 major games.
Yeah.
But yeah, so right now I'm playing The Last of Us Part 2. I'm slowly chipping away at that because I don't have the time to just sit down and devote to what I have now found out is almost 40 hours. I don't know.
I think I searched for some collectibles. I didn't get a lot of them. I got about 186 out of the 286 collectibles. And I think I collected it at like 23 hours, I want to say.
Okay. So see, that's a little bit more doable. Yeah. But I'm a very collectibles driven person. So
me too.
I'm at like 10 hours in and I'm still on the first day.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice.
Outside of that, some SpongeBob, Battle for Bikini Bottom, Rehydrated. Love getting into that. And then Ninjala and Super Mario Brothers U Deluxe. Convoluted title, but having a lot of fun there too.
Let's a bit more about Ninjala, man, because I think I spoke to you before saying I need to check it out, and I've not got around to checking it out.
Same.
Yeah, dude, Ninjala is so much fun. Are either of you guys big Splatoon fans?
So, tried to get into Splatoon, was not a big fan, but I enjoyed the time I had with it.
Okay, that's fair.
Is this different enough feel for me to come in?
Yes, yeah, I think so. The big parallels between the two, I think, mostly is aesthetics. Like the look, the sounds, the feel of it is very Splatoon, but it's not a shooter whatsoever. Well, I mean, you have a couple of weapons that are projectile-esque, but it's more of like a melee combat game. and it says Battle Royale, but it doesn't really feel like a Battle Royale. Bleeding Edge just came out not too long ago on Xbox, and it feels like that, except I think, honestly, a little bit more polished.
Okay.
Struggled with Bleeding Edge. I got to play it at a preview a few months before it came out, and that did nothing to sell it for me, sadly.
Yeah, I was really excited for Bleeding Edge, and then like thoroughly let down. And maybe it was just like I didn't give it enough time or enough credit. So I'm willing to try it again. I don't want like Bleeding Edge diehard fans to like come at me.
That's fair.
Is there such a thing as diehard Bleeding Edge fans?
You never know.
I mean, so fair.
Like, I really, really liked. Shoot. Okay, so I don't know if you guys have ever like put out a tweet about a game that you loved a lot, and then all of a sudden you get all of these likes and retweets from all of these like stan accounts.
Yep.
That has just for me it was Beautiful Joe. I was like, oh man, I really miss Beautiful Joe. And then I just got bombarded by all these stan accounts like championing me as their hero. Like I'm like, okay, if there's this many fans for Beautiful Joe, it's possible for
It's fair. I mean, Beautiful Joe needs a sequel. Just saying.
Yes.
Get back. Nick, what are you playing?
So I'm going on my second playthrough of The Last of Us Part 2. I am also playing some Animal Crossing, updating my island and such. You can find it on the stream, Shaka McPain, twitch.tv/Shaka McPain. And trying to get... I've lost my step, and something I forgot to talk about last week, and I totally just missed my step. No pun intended. Ring Fit Adventure. Definitely trying to get back into that. It's very hard. It's very hard because I'm like, oh sweet, I have all this time now. Like I can just. So yeah, Ring Fit Adventure has been super fun. I definitely a great way to get a workout in. But definitely need better discipline about it. But it's a great game. And then on top of that, try to jump in some Valorant, trying to figure that out.
Okay.
And then
what are you trying to figure out?
Just I'm not a Counter-Strike guy usually.
Okay.
I just like the look and feel of it, and I'm like, if this could at all be like, I know it's not Overwatch, but like my Overwatch of this year, you know what I mean?
Okay.
I will try to make it happen.
Is it too hardcore? Like, not saying that you have to be hardcore to play it, but like
kind of. It's a little different because I did play CS back in the day a little bit, but it was only here's and there's. So, but I also haven't devoted a ton of time to it, so I'm not like, oh, I don't understand it. It's more like trying to get the feel of it, trying to get going, trying to pick my hero, what seems best for my character. But other than that, I've looked at a few games. I've looked at trying to pick back up Persona 5 Royal. I have to, because Persona 5 is like my second favorite game of all time. So like, oh, I feel so bad that I haven't, really delved into it. And then we have Ghosts coming out on Friday. So, well, as you're listening to this podcast, I will be playing Ghosts probably.
I will be playing Paper Mario.
Yeah. I'm excited, dude.
I've decided Paper Mario too.
I'm excited.
The embargo lifted today as we're recording, or just before we're recording this, and it's got mixed reviews.
Mm-hmm.
I put a tweet out. I've got some concerns with it regarding the kind of progression or lack thereof of the battle system, but we'll see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the battle system, like, now that I've delved a little bit more into it, looking at it through the reviews, I think I'm more of a fan of it. I definitely am more akin to what it actually is. It does seem simple, but the boss fights look cool. So
yeah. Sam, if I could, like, for a split moment, because I saw your tweet, and I want to get your opinion as. You said 1,000 Year Door is like one of your favorite games of all time. Do you feel like the Paper Mario series, do you feel like it peaked then, or do you feel like too many people are, because I personally feel like too many people are saying that the rest of the Paper Mario games need to be like this. when I feel like Thousand Year Door was a departure from what the first one was like because it evolved. And I think it's just a constant evolution, but people they're just not okay with that.
So I'm totally open to what it is and what it becomes. You generally play the Paper Mario games more for the charm and the humor than anything else. Equally, I like to have clear progression in a game. I like to see that I'm growing and stuff like that. Something that maybe the other Paper Mario games started to shy away from towards the end. I think a combination of like the Thousand Year Door plus some of the newer stuff I'm happy with. I just worry about lack of progression. That's my biggest issue. Am I going to be just avoiding all these enemies because why do I need to waste my time fighting them if I'm not getting XP or anything from it? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It definitely looks like it's becoming less of an RPG as the games go on. I mean, I guess not less of an RPG because like Super Paper Mario seemed like the least RPG of the bunch. But also, like I also haven't played too many of the Paper Mario games. Like I played Thousand Year Door, like I said last week, and I've sort of played 64, but not much past that. But from the outsider looking in, are you okay with the RPG elements kind of like being so-so?
I mean, that was one of my favorite parts of Thousand Year Door. Maybe not necessarily because you only have 3 areas that you're leveling up. You have your health, your XP, and your badge points. But it gives you something to work on, and you need to strategically spend your points as you're leveling up. And enemies mean something. So, yeah, I'm fine with it going away from the RPG kind of system, the progression system, as long as there's enough substance to back it up. But what am I playing? So, as I said last week, I'm back on the Animal Crossing train. So I knew that game was relaxing. Like I've put 200 hours into that game. I just started moving my island around in the last week. And damn, I've hit a whole new level of catharsis. Like I'm not a creative person, but terraforming my land, reshaping my rivers has given me just a whole new life to this game. So like really enjoying that again. I started playing Crosscode.
Okay.
Have you seen much about it?
It's like
I've seen preview stuff.
Yeah, it's like a shoot 'em up. It's like a shmup sort of, or
no, it's an RPG, pixel art RPG.
It reminds
interesting
me of
premise.
Fantasy Star a little bit.
Yeah, I'm getting kind of from a couple of hours in, at least art style and kind of way the game plays, sort of Golden Sun kind of vibes. Maybe not the battle system, but the way it looks. It's given me kind of that sort of era of games vibes. Really enjoy the battle system. It's not a turn-based battle system. It's a real-time kind of battle system. Problem is, it runs like butt in handheld mode on the Switch. So it really drops to a few frames per second at points. Menu can take 10 seconds to load like the next page. So I really want it to pull me in because I like what it's doing. Equally, it's pushing me away because of the poor performance. But I think the developers are aware from what I've seen on Twitter, so kind of hoping that gets patched very soon. And then I'm previewing something for DualShockers as well, which I can't say much about, but it's a really damn exciting game. So look out for that. I think the embargo lifts this time next week. Keep an eye out for that one.
Keep it live.
It should be good.
I need to.
So let's talk news. Top 3 news stories of the week. We will start with the Ubisoft Forward event and the reveals of the different games, the gameplay, the bits and pieces we saw at this event. How are you guys feeling about Ubisoft's kind of lineup for the rest of this year, the early part of next year. How do you feel that event went?
I felt the forward was, I don't want to say polarizing for me, but most of the games that they showed off, we knew about all of them. I don't think there was a single one that we had not already heard of. And then for them,
it was supposed to be Far Cry.
I would say minus Far Cry, but
yeah, minus Far Cry, but that unfortunately that leak happened. But then at the end, it sounded like the CEO was saying that there's going to be another forward later this year. So I'm hoping that information in that one doesn't get leaked and we actually have some good surprises. But I mean, that said, for me personally, like big takeaways, I've played Hyperscape. I think it's awesome. I love that they talked about that a little bit more. I was not excited about Watch Dogs Legion until this forward. And I think that it is the James Bond game that I've been wanting for a long time.
Oi, governor, we're from London. Oi. It's very stereotypical, kind of hard to listen to accents being British. Yeah. Like I'm genuinely excited for that game. I think it looks fantastic. Of the games that Ubisoft showed, that's the one I'm most looking forward to. The depiction of London is great. The accents are trash. Yeah. What about you, Nick?
Yeah, so I think that a lot of companies are trying to adapt to the digital format in terms of trying to do like direct style, and to a kind of a detriment, because they kind of turn it into more of a press conference than it is like a regular thing. Where I've seen, so Ubisoft has been great and they've been terrible with press conferences, and this is kind of falls in a little bit like there was great things to see, but I think that they talked a little bit too much. Like something, I think someone like like Nintendo and PlayStation have kind of got it down at this point where they're like, all right, we know you want to see games, so you're here for games, let's go. I do like, however, the fact that they did focus a little bit on the developer side of things, and we're able to talk to those points. But I think as a press conference, as a conference where we're supposed to be excited for, I think it did fall a bit flat. But it was cool to see we finally got release dates for Watch Dogs, for Assassin's Creed. We got gameplay for Assassin's Creed. Of course, I'm excited for Watch Dogs Legion. I love Watch Dogs 2 so much. And Valhalla. I'm excited for Valhalla because Odyssey, Platinum Odyssey, still going on it. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think also, even if the Far Cry 6 wasn't leaked, I think that it would have been kind of a lackluster ending, personally for me. However, I think that trailer with Giancarlo Esposito, am I saying that right? He brings tension to every role that he has. Like, that was a great end trailer, because I still was excited to see that story. But I know, I hope that the gameplay evolves. I hope that the gameplay evolves in Far Cry, because I haven't really been interested in a Far Cry since 3. Well, technically since Blood Dragon. But I don't know. I think they need to do something really cool with that. And then, of course, seeing the Hyperscape, how they're having a story and all that. But I think as a presentation, they focus too much on just talking about things that aren't necessarily related to a press conference, you know?
Yeah, we're going to play a quick game that I've just made up in my head. You guys aware of Snog, Marry, Kill? Or Snog, Marry, Avoid?
Yep. Kiss.
Ace, are you aware?
Kiss, Marry, Kill.
So you've got, I'm adapting it. You can keep one, you delay one, and you cancel one.
Okay.
Watch Dogs, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and Far Cry 6. What ones you keep? What ones you keep? What ones you delay? What ones you cancel?
Okay. Man. So I think I would keep. I would keep Watch Dogs Legion. I would delay Far Cry 6, and I would cancel Valhalla.
Oh.
Man after my heart.
See, I would keep Watch Dogs Legion. I would delay AC Valhalla. I hate saying that too. And I guess
even though you've seen gameplay,
yeah.
There hasn't been any gameplay of Far Cry 6. It was just that freakishly realistic.
I know, but I love. I have, like you said, I haven't been into a Far Cry game in a minute.
Yeah, but Assassin's Creed is different now. It is not like, it doesn't even feel like the Assassin's Creed DNA.
But
and that's where I'm like, I don't need another action RPG right now.
Yeah. I think that's just I'm also not a first person guy for the most part. I do like first person games occasionally. Like I love Warzone. But I don't tend to go for them. So I think in that situation, Watch Dogs Legion I'm really excited for. And it looks good, so I want to keep that date. Valhalla I could see just delaying. And then canceling Far Cry 6, unfortunately. Honestly, we're just gonna cancel the Tom Clancy mobile game. That's what we're gonna cancel in place.
Yeah.
Give us a true Splinter Cell. I know Ace is with me.
I'm tired of waiting.
Mm-hmm.
It's
at this point we're just waiting for Sam Fish to come. Kept you waiting, huh? We're in the same position.
Do that at this point.
Yeah.
Like there are some games that it's been so long that since they've said anything that you can't just give a little tease. You need to show us something substantial or just don't say anything.
Right.
And Splinter Cell is definitely a part of that.
Right.
So moving on swiftly to the second story. We've kind of touched on the first half of it, the Nintendo Treehouse that showed off new Paper Mario details. So we've kind of discussed how we feel about them. And then they also promised a reveal of a brand new third-party game. And when they announced that, Twitter was excited. Then the event rolled around. It turned out to be a new
fucking
Bakugan.
Like, are you kidding me? Way Forward? Not a Metroid game? Like, come on.
Yeah. But didn't they say it wasn't going to be Metroid before the event?
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't like, oh, I have to watch this, but like I was watching at the time, like maybe I'll get something nice. Like I was like, I'm gonna get in the shower, but I'm gonna keep it on in the background. I'm like, maybe I'm gonna get something nice. Maybe we'll get something cool. And then it was just Bakugan. I'm like, did not see that coming.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I've
never played with Bakugan. I know very little about them. I've seen the toys, but my interest is purely like for Bakugan fans because that's who it's for.
Right.
It's as a Digimon fan and a Yu-Gi-Oh fan. Like if we were to get announcements for those properties, I would be freaking out, and I'm sure like a few other people would. But the masses as a whole would be like, "Oh, are you kidding me? Right. Digimon?"
And then it's a framing issue by Nintendo. Kind of threw Way Forward under the bus a little bit by announcing, making this new game. It's with a new IP for them. They built it up to be something that maybe might have had mass market appeal. That ultimately turned out to be something that a niche kind of market. Which, like you say, for those guys, fantastic. Couldn't be happier for them.
Yeah, all jokes aside, like that's cool for anybody who likes Bakugan. Like, like just like Asa said, I think that's like something that is hype. If I saw a Digimon game made by Way Forward, I'd be like, what's going on? Let's do this. Let's fucking go. But yeah. I just personally, for me, I'm like, oh.
I mean, I understand like from a marketing standpoint how like two sides of the coin. Like I can see why it's a little bit of a debacle because they know the weight that Way Forward has for so many of their fans, but then at the same point, like they don't owe us anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like they can say, "Hey, Way Forward's working on a game that we obviously are putting money behind, and we want to show that." So like they're just doing what they need to do for the dollars and cents of it. But yeah, I mean, I get the frustration because I'm waiting for a new Metroid game. Like I still am thinking about the day when I saw the announcement for Metroid Prime 4 and I was crying on the floor because I was so excited. So I get it.
I feel you. So, and news story number 3. Microsoft are reportedly interested in buying WB games for $4 billion. That's crazy money, right?
That's what the just under what Disney paid for Star Wars. I just want to put that out there. They had chump change that they gave for Star Wars.
Yeah, it's
look
serious. Just as an aside, I don't know if I've mentioned this to either of you. I'm pretty sure you're both aware that I'd never watched any Star Wars before.
What?
No?
Sam?
Okay. I'd had this discussion with my Twitch chat.
Fair.
I've finished that. I've now watched the first 3.
Now I'm excited for you in a different way, man. I'm excited for you to watch them.
First 3 chronological?
First 3 release order.
Okay. 4, 5, 6. Got you. So you've seen the best ones. That's some of the best ones.
That's the way to do it.
Anyway, that was an aside.
Yes.
Going back to Warner Bros. You can grill me about the Star Wars stuff after the show.
Oh, I will.
So yeah, $4 billion, but for that you're going to get all the WB studios, TT Studios, Rocksteady, NetherRealm. So we're talking like Batman Arkham games, the Lego games, the Mortal Kombats. There's value there for Microsoft.
See, that's the thing though. From my understanding, we are not getting the properties. You're getting the studios, but WB is not giving up the properties. So I don't know about the Mortal Kombat situation, but it sounds to me like they're not getting like Batman. They're not getting the Harry Potter game, the Lego games, like. So we'll see.
Because the rights of those properties specifically belong to someone else.
Exactly. Which is interesting. I'd be interested to see a Rocksteady studio, a Rocksteady game that's not a property.
But will that ever happen?
I don't know, man. I mean, it sounds like it. It sounds like it's gonna happen. Somebody's gonna buy them.
But they're working on Suicide Squad now.
Potentially.
Yeah, they are.
Potentially.
Yeah.
We get like a Minecraft situation where it's a case of like Microsoft own Mojang, but they put Minecraft on everything. Do the licenses stay with these developers with the caveat of they get put out everywhere? Where do you think we end up with that?
I don't know. I feel like it's more going to be like when they acquired Double Fine. Because Double Fine had all of their games that they had previously set to release on other consoles. And so Microsoft's like, okay, we're going to let you honor that. But then after that, you're going to be making games for us. And so I could see them more so going that route because Microsoft I know that they're really having this play anywhere mentality. But there's still some of that competition with Sony. Like they need to have some good first-party, second-party games, and I feel like after these ones are released for the different studios, they're gonna have to keep everything else in-house.
They are building a good portfolio of studios, like you say, Double Fine over the last couple of years, Ninja Theory, Playground. They're starting to build this good portfolio, so things are looking good for Microsoft next gen. Cool. Sweet. Anything else to add, gentlemen? Anything else to add?
No, I'm excited to see Xbox kind of acquiring these studios, seeing what they could do in the background. I mean, obviously we're waiting for Obsidian. Actually, I think Obsidian's actually working on Grounded now. But yeah, like seeing them work on franchises for Xbox and building the Xbox brand back up will be interesting to see for the future. The exclusives are the biggest thing on PlayStation. The exclusives are what makes PlayStation. And I think that if we can get that back with Xbox, that will definitely be in a better place, especially with Game Pass on top of that. So
all these studios are just going to add so much value to Game Pass as a proposition.
Yeah.
Exciting times. So
I feel like Microsoft, out of all of the potential buyers, is the one that I would prefer.
I agree. Definitely not EA. Don't do it under EA.
Don't do it.
Oh.
So, topic of the week. On the co-op stop, we like to have a topic for each episode. Last episode was mine and Nick's year in review. However, we're going to do it a little bit differently when we have a guest and hand the floor over to them. Our aim is to give an insight into kind of guests we've got on, their lives and their gaming history, and ultimately build out this comprehensive list of games that everybody should try at some point in their life. Lisa, what game are you here to gush about? What game should we all experience at some point in our lives?
Here, this might be a terrible game to pick.
That's what we're here for.
I don't know if you can actually still play it.
Okay.
But the most underrated game in my heart right now that I want people to play is Shadowrun. Dude. On the Xbox 360.
Dude. Let's go, doggy dog.
Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
Dude, let's go. So there's Shadowrun on the PC, which is the board game, basically the adaptation of the board game into a isometric RPG. But yes, you are talking about the first-person shooter that came out on the Xbox 360 and the PC. Yes, I was one of those people who bought that in the bargain bin, played it a little bit because, it had bots. It had bots, and I had dial-up internet, so I wanted that multiplayer experience, doggy dog.
Yes. And, I feel like at the time, Shadowrun was ahead of the game. I think right out of the gate, people didn't like it because it did come from that ISO RPG background, and so people were very upset that they didn't continue with that legacy. And then you also have the mechanics and everything that they were trying to introduce, people just weren't ready for. But if you look, we have hero shooters now. We've got Overwatch. We had Battleborn. But then we have Valorant. I think Valorant is probably the best one-to-one comparison because it's a Counter-Strike style game, but with powers, essentially. And for those who don't know what Shadowrun is, I'm going to dive into a little bit, and hopefully you guys will jump in and fill in here. But so like I said, so there is a storyline of sorts to Shadowrun, the FPS on the 360 and PC, but I don't think they ever really talked about it aside from the beginning cinematic, which is a huge bummer. But it is a multiplayer only game. You can play with bots. You have the resistance, so to speak, like the underground people that are trying to preserve the artifacts and the history of what the corporation, which is the other side, the other team, they're trying to control and dig up. And so you've got your different races, because this is like a if you've ever seen the show, I think it's called Bright.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's like Cyberpunk Bright, basically.
Yes, Cyberpunk Bright, exactly. So you can play as a human, an elf, a troll, a dwarf, and you have meta within those because each, if you're an elf, you have more magical capabilities, you have more health, but maybe you take damage quicker. Or if you're a troll, the more that you take damage, your skin actually hardens, so you're like the tank figure, but you are incredibly slow. Or if you are if you're the dwarf, there's some magic effects that can't hurt you. And aside from having like a smaller hitbox, you might be able to carry more ammo. So like within each race, you had those meta stats, but then you had the money system where you're buying your game or your guns, you're buying your powers. The powers then sort of had a tree about them, maybe not necessarily directly like, hey, this is the healer path, the assault path, whatever. But you did have like, okay, if you go to this set of powers, you can sprout a healing tree, or you can have a resurrect power. Or if you want to focus on mobility, you can make yourself go invisible, run faster, drop down smoke so you can get away, teleport through walls. Or you could do something that was like really DPS focused. And on top of all that, then you had guns, your basic SMGs, assault rifles, shotguns, melee weapons. It was so deep. It had so much going on that I feel like if it were to come out today, it would be incredibly successful. So good.
Yeah, because it kind of was like a starting point of the hero shooter genre almost. Like a quote-unquote starting point. Yeah, from what I played of it, it was definitely, like I said, more in line of a thing where I didn't have the ability to have those multiplayer experiences, so I bought any game that would have bots, so I could just like mindlessly play games while listening to podcasts or whatnot, or music. But yeah, Shadowrun is really interesting because that's the first interaction I had with the Shadowrun as a franchise. And it was really cool seeing that, and then on top of that, later on seeing Shadowrun Returns coming out, and I played that, and I'm all about the cyberpunk looking worlds. I'm all about the fantasy stuff, and then on top of that, figuring out it was a tabletop RPG. Still haven't gotten around to try that, but it's just like, oh wow, like this is a much deeper world than I thought it was, you know. So yeah, I really enjoyed that game when I was a kid. But yeah.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Sam.
I was just going to say, I've heard nothing but good things about it, but until now, it's just been a name to me. Like, oh yeah, Shadowrun's a great game. Okay, cool. And then forget about it. And then just hearing you talk about it in that detail, it sounds so incredibly deep and like just really damn fun. And now I want to play Shadowrun.
I mean, like, some of the best memories I have is like, you know, getting your squad together, and you could very well like, hey, let's all be elves and we'll just go in and do whatever. But if you could have everybody pick a different race and you get really strategic about the way that you're playing, like, you'd be unstoppable. And I think it's also important to mention, Nick, that you said 360 and PC. This was one of the first games to feature crossplay. Like, before it was a phenomenon. So back in the 360 days, crossplay was happening with this game.
That's crazy. Yeah, I'm just looking it up now, and the box art is like just fucking badass. You've got someone with a sword, like something flying through the air. That game looks cool.
You had two different boxes, depending if you had PC or.
I'm looking at the PC one, and it's the one I've got in front of me. It just looks rad.
Yeah, that's something that I didn't know until you posted about it on Twitter, Asa, is that they had two different boxes. I'm like, what's going on here?
Yeah. And it was almost like it was dividing the community to be like, oh, I'm with the corporation. Oh, no, I'm with the resistance.
Yep.
And I don't know if people actually like got into it in their heads like that, like I did, because I always tell myself these stories. But I just thought that was so cool. It felt like I was fighting for something bigger, you know?
That's rad. That's really cool. I'm sold.
And
you say it's not playable anywhere now. It's not backwards compatible or.
Yeah, I don't think it's backwards compatible. So if you don't have a 360 or a PC, you might be out of luck.
Yeah, I'm definitely. You got the nostalgia kick going. I'm definitely going to be looking up some YouTube videos after this, even though it is not playable.
That is what this segment is all about.
So.
Oh. Good work. You have nailed that. That's exactly what we're talking about when we want to bring people on to gush about games. That's what I'm looking for. Nailed it. So,
if you ever just want a list of games, I've got them.
I've got them all.
We joked about making this a regular segment. Who knows what will happen?
Well, we're still feeling it out, Doggy Dog. You know, we'll get there.
Ace's underrated game collection.
What up?
That's it.
Have you called in?
Down. So last week we done a little weekly game, and it was a very nice little quiz that Nick made for me. Nick and the Defiant Stallions.
Defiant Stallions, that's what we are. Ooh. Trot.
We randomly generated team names. It got the Defiant Stallions. I am the Calm Phantoms. So last week was
the Calm
Phantoms.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you said something completely different.
Oh, we getting X-rated here, motherfucker. Love it. All right.
It's definitely not what you thought. It was the calm anthems. Just to reiterate that. And yeah, I scored 5 out of 5 on that little quiz, Nick.
Bastard.
How does that make you feel?
You bastard. You know it all, you knew it too well. I was like, I'm gonna make it easy for you. Like, I'm gonna make it a little bit easier, maybe a little bit harder here's and there's, but you know, but I did not account for your Nintendo knowledge, your Nintendo love.
What it's all about, baby. So alternating it, we're doing a quiz one week, and the following week we're doing video game Who Am I? And it is Nick's chance to earn some points today. Asa, do you know how to play Who Am I? Because you're a team. Yes.
We are the Defiant Stallions, Asa.
Is that fair?
Yes, so because then the following guest will be on my team.
Yeah.
Okay.
Switching out.
So it will work out. It'll work itself out over time.
Nick, don't lose.
Yeah.
I have a video game character written on this piece of paper right here. You guys have 20 yes or no questions. Guess character I have written down on this piece of paper.
So it's like 21 questions.
Yes.
Basically. Okay.
And the scoring for this is slightly different because obviously with a quiz it's easy. 1 point for every question you get right. Simple. With this, it is a case of, let me get my notes up because I can't remember how I scored it. If you get it within the first 5 questions, you get 5 points. Get it in the second 5 questions, you get 4 points. Third 5, like 11 to 15, you get 3 points, and then 16 to 20 questions, you get 2 points for the overall leaderboard. Are we ready?
Okay.
We are ready, doggy dog.
Let's do this, people.
The first 3 questions I could think of would just would burn up so many questions.
Right.
And I want to get 5 points. Well, Nick, since this is your competition, I want you to start it off, and then I will waste your questions.
Fair. Is this a Nintendo character?
Find Nintendo character for me.
Is this a first-party Nintendo character? We're talking your Zeldas, your Marios, your... Okay.
Okay, based off of his answer, I think it is it could have shown up on Nintendo.
Yeah, I think so too.
Okay. Which means it's multi-platform.
Do we want to waste that question though? I think do we want to waste it on the not do we want to waste it, but do we want to ask if it's multi-platform, because it's not. He didn't say it's not multi-platform.
I mean, listen, like I said, they're your points.
Yeah. I mean, right now, Asa, there are points. We are Team Defiance.
Okay. Yes, okay. I have stakes in this. I can't just be wishy-washy.
Right.
Well, how about this? How about we try and narrow down, is it a guy or a gal?
Okay. Man.
And then
or woman.
Can have some ideas.
It's got to be
yes or no questions.
Is the character a male?
Is indeed, my friend. He is indeed.
Okay. You might think that doesn't help us because there's a lot of guy characters out there, but it really does.
Yeah. I wanna ask the question, just to keep it all out. Is it multi-platform? Is he
multi-platform?
Okay, so it is Nintendo centric.
The game that this character's in.
Yes.
What you're
yes.
No.
Sorry. Yes.
No. It's not.
Do you think that it would be? This is to Nick. This is not an official question.
Yes.
It's fine. I'm going to turn away
for the judges. For the judges, not an official question.
Would it behoove us to see if this is a handheld character? Has his character shown up on a handheld console? Because PlayStation has handhelds, and that also counts mobile.
Primarily handheld, I think, will help us a lot more. Because if it's appeared...
No, he's not primarily handheld.
I didn't say that was going to be a question. No, I'm kidding.
I mean, did you though? Because I think he just gave us an answer for free.
I mean, fair. I mean, if you want...
He didn't say, hey, this is an official question.
I mean, judges?
Okay.
Do you know what? I'll give you that one because
Okay.
you're not even close at the moment.
Yeah.
So I will give you that as a freebie.
Okay.
God damn, I should have made your question so much harder, Sam.
This isn't hard.
This is the official question. Is this character from a highly reviewed game? So when I say highly reviewed, I mean like 9 and up. Like a fan favorite.
Yes.
Okay. So we know it's not going to be any funky, weird stuff.
Wouldn't do you dirty like that.
But I would. So I had to judge.
When it gets to like week 16 and I desperately need the points and I need Nick to fail, you're getting like Chibi Robo or someone.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
From the bottom of the barrel. But for now, we're all friends.
I don't know if I can ask this question. I feel like I want to ask this as a Sam question rather than a 20 questions question, but I don't know if we can shoot as a 20 questions question. Would you consider Fire Emblem to be a first party?
I would consider Fire
Okay.
Emblem.
That's all I wanted.
Because it's not appearing anywhere else.
So we know this character isn't like a first party exclusive.
I never said that. You asked that about Nintendo. Never
Nintendo.
Clarified. It's not a Nintendo kind of exclusive character.
Is it this is official, is it a PlayStation exclusive character?
Wait, what?
Like a PlayStation first party character.
So the game that you would associate this character from is a Sony exclusive. I'm not saying first party or not, but it is a Sony.
What? I'm confused. It's not a Nintendo character. Okay,
that's 5 questions.
So our questions are: it's not a Nintendo character.
Not handheld.
Not primarily handheld.
Actually, that was your freebie. But
yes,
it's a male.
Yeah. And then I asked the PlayStation question, and you asked multi-platform.
Yes.
Sorry. So
is our
multiplayer? Right?
Yeah. Do we want to? Okay. I think I might feel like I know. Is our character from a Final Fantasy game? Fuck.
Is our character an anthropomorphic animal?
Is our character?
I like where your head's at.
Is our character from like the Nintendo property that he's in? Is it Smash Bros?
Have I at any point said he's in a Nintendo property? I feel like
I thought you did.
I ummed and ahed at one of your questions about Nintendo, but I never said he was in a Nintendo game.
Got you.
And he said that the game, the character not necessarily, but the game that he's from is associated with PlayStation.
Yes.
Right?
That's
more of it.
Yes. So it's associated with PlayStation.
So I was thinking Crash at first, but now I don't know.
Male. So we have male.
Mm-hmm.
We have not handheld. Primarily.
Right. Oh. Do you think it could be Spyro? Because I said anthropomorphic, and that technically, correct me if I'm wrong, that's a bipedal, like humanoid animal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Spyro wouldn't.
And Spyro
be covered by that last question.
Not anthropomorphic. Was that our answer to that question, or was it?
Yes, Spyro wouldn't be covered by Ace's last question.
Yeah.
But Spyro games, I feel like Spyro is multi-plat because of Skylanders, but Spyro games are PlayStation. So do we want to ask if this is a human, like, or you know what I mean? Like, I think we need to figure out that. I should have just asked that instead of anthropomorphic. I should have just said, is this a human?
Yeah.
Do you want to go for that?
Let's go for it.
Is it human? Yes.
Okay.
It is.
You're on 8 questions.
I want to ask. So, did I ask if there was a platformer?
Is the genre?
Yeah.
The guy is it a platformer? No, you didn't ask that.
Okay.
What human?
I feel like I'm gonna tap into Sam's inhibitions, and I'm gonna say, is this a Japanese RPG? Is this game a Japanese RPG?
Yes.
Yes. Is this character? I think I'm gonna keep going for this line of thought. Is this character? Does this character go to sleep because of a cat?
And that's a.
Is this okay, I'll rephrase that. Is this character a phantom thief?
This character is a phantom thief.
Is this character Joker?
It's a Joker.
I don't know if this is going to be reversed. Is that reversed to you guys?
Nope. Got it.
Got it. Wow. I'm so
what's
glad
funny
you picked up on that.
Is I was like, what because I was like, what I at this point I was just like, oh, we're fucked. I'm gonna try to get to what Sam. I gotta get in the mind of Sam. What character would he pick? I mean, technically,
I told you I was.
Technically, this character was in Smash Bros.
You never asked that question. I was trying to.
Oh, fair.
I was being slippery. I was being a little bit tricky. You never actually asked that question. I was trying to throw you off the scent a little bit there. I don't think I misled you at any point.
No, I think I misheard.
Yes, you did.
You bastard! Wait, Asa, we gotta do it. Ready? The Defiant Stallions. Trot, 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 trot.
Is that your thing?
That's my thing.
Apparently,
I'm making it my thing.
Gosh, I don't want to do that.
What? No, Asa, come on.
I mean, no, fine. I'm on your team. Go ahead and say it. I'll do the trot. Let's go.
Ready? Well, I don't want to say it if you're not into it. You know what I mean?
No.
Listen, you're a part of this team. You'll do what I say. Ready?
The Defiant Stallions.
Trot, 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 trot.
Wait, are you high-fiving? Because I was trying to have
pause. Oh, okay. I can go for the pause. Wait. I mean, the horses don't have paws.
They have hooves. So
they
it's
have
like
hooves.
It's a fist, right?
So I guess we're going to go like this. Like the...
Or you can still ride me if I'm like a...
Where are we going? Nice.
If I was like a griffin or something, you could get on my back.
Oh, okay.
Or like he rides a tiger, so Paul's trot,
okay.
Trot. Yeah.
All right, there we go.
11 questions, so 3 points for that. I would say that's
pretty good.
Going.
That's pretty good.
That's not bad.
I mean, not as good. I'm definitely next time we bring up the questions. I'm fuck it. We're going top tier. We're going some. What is this Atari 2600 game?
E.T.
Yeah. Damn it! You know all my stops.
And that is pretty much it. So, thank you, Asa. Thank you, Nick. Asa, tell people where they can find you.
Oh, yeah. So you can find me sometimes on twitch.tv/borderline entertainment. Haven't been streaming as much lately, aside from the game chat, just because of the work with like devs and video game adjacent companies. So that's been very time consuming, but streams are coming back, I promise. But you can find me personally on Twitter and Instagram at @Greenriver07. I occasionally put some hard truths on there, but yeah, that's
Awesome
me.
stuff. Thank you, Asa. Nick, where can people find you?
Right now, you can find me over at youtube.com/ShakaMcPain, where this podcast is going to be posted. You can find me at twitch.tv/ShakaMcPain. Unfortunately, we don't really have a schedule anymore with everything going on. New adventures happening for me. Trying to get things going, but we're going to try to keep some sort of semblance of schedule at least 3 times a week. And then of course you can follow me at twitter.com/ShakaMcPain or at ShakaMcPain, and the newly found youtube.com. Well, it's not newly found, but I'm new to it. DualShockers.com and youtube.com/DualShockers.
Very nice. And you can catch me on twitch.tv/CaptainWoodsy. I've been slacking on streaming as well, Asa. I'm right with you. Times are tough right now, man. We're busy people, but keep an eye out. I'll be on there when I can, and at Captain Woodsy on Twitter. From there, you can find my YouTube channel. You can find some of my DualShockers stuff. But that is that. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you all for watching.
Did a great job, Sam.